Hi, and welcome to the presentation on Digital Technologies DT, which is a new GCSE beginning September 2021. My name is Mr. Eldridge, and I'm going to be the one who is leading the GCSE from next year. And I'm just going to give you an introduction to it and explain to you what the GCSE is all about. So why choose a GCSE in DT then, or Digital Technologies? So the WJC qualification is a broad-based qualification that allows learners to build on the digital skills, knowledge and understanding that is used both in their school and everyday lives. And that is really important, and one of the main reasons why this new GCSE has been revamped or recreated is because the previous one was outdated, and the way in which our pupils or children these days are using technology, there needs to be that current information provided to them and the opportunities to them. So the qualification will allow learners to develop their understanding of the range of digital technology systems at use and in connected to a globalized society. Our society these days, is not local anymore, it is globalized. There's lots of different means to communicate around the world, whether that be through the internet, social media, gaming and lots of different other opportunities as well. So it'll also allow learners to explore the ever-evolving nature of digital technology systems and how these systems can be used productively, creatively and safely. And our world is ever-changing, and technology is being outdated constantly, and new technologies are being evolved and developed throughout. So this new GCSE will evolve with that. So what will I study then? So the subject, content and assessment requirements are designed to ensure learners develop an appropriate breadth and depth of knowledge, understanding and skills in digital technology. So the course is going to be split up into 3 units. And Unit 1 is going to be about the digital world, and this is going to be the theory side of things. Unit 2 is going to be digital practices, so they're going to be implementing something. And Unit 3 is looking at communicating in the digital world, so we're looking at social media. So if I focus on Unit 1 to start with then, the digital world, this one, as I said, is going to be the theory, and it's going to be an on-screen examination, so gone are the days, if you like, in IT now where they do paper examinations. It will be 40% of the qualification, so a big chunk of the actual GCSE. And the overview of the unit then, it'll entail digital technology systems, the value of digital technology, and perspectives on digital technology. So if I break that down a little bit further, so the area of content, learners should be given the opportunity to develop their knowledge and understanding of these 6 areas below. So the first one then is going to be about data. So they're going to look at analog and digital data, measuring and storing that data. Then move on to digital technology systems. So in terms of digital devices and the means of interaction, connection, the features of operating systems, and there's various of those with Apple and Microsoft. Linux, another one. Software types and functions. We're also going to look at data backups, and that's vital really, and cloud services. And the system development life cycle as well. So if you went into a car park, for instance, and there's a barrier, there's systems in place there to recognize the cars approaching, and what does that life cycle look like then, from the barrier going up, car passing, barrier coming down, and so on. Then we look at digital communications, and there's a range of digital communication methods for personal, social, business uses, so we're going to look at those. Reliability as well of online sources, and the reliability is key at the moment, in terms of sort of misled data and information. And social networking practices and ownerships, and social media and social networking is massive, and it's we need to make sure that our pupils are being taught the relevant information to stay safe. Then we move on to impact of digital systems on organisations and individuals. So the range then of sort of the implementation of those digital systems is key, and there's multitudes of different digital systems out there. We can look at the efficiencies of them, the benefits that those digital systems provide on our working environment, whether that be in a workplace or even in school. Changing relationships as well between the producers, manufacturers, distributors and consumers. So there's huge amounts of information being passed through those different means. So we're going to look at those and the digital systems on those. And then we're going to look at securing data and systems. And this is really sort of key at the moment, with so many hacks going on. We need to make sure that those threats are minimized. Cybersecurity and resilience of these systems are in place. We're going to look at digital footprints. So how, does our sort of messages that we relay on digital media affect our digital footprint, so that stays with us throughout our life maybe. And what we post online might not be as secure as we think it might be. So we'll look at the legal and ethical responsibilities that we have as well, including the privacy and the trust. And the last one then through this theory unit, changing digital technologies. So, if we look back at history and technology and moving forward through time, we'll look at key milestones, key contributors, so individuals who have really sort of developed certain aspects of technology through our lives. The evolution as well, so looking forward at industrial and autonomous robotics, virtual and augmented reality, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and internet-enabled hardware as well, Internet of Things and things like that, with controllable security systems or fridges, and even sort of delve into blockchain as well. And then sort of, the noteworthy sort of research and new emerging technologies I've just mentioned there, and the drivers in those as well, as us as humans, what do we want? So that's Unit 1, Digital World, and that's the theory element of the course. So moving on to Unit 2 then, Digital Practices, and this is the more hands-on practical opportunity. It's a non-examination assessment, and in total there'll be 45 hours worth of work put into this. It will represent 40% of the qualification again, and in terms of the overview of this unit then, pupils are going to start off by interrogating spreadsheet data. And data plays a vital importance really in planning certain systems and implementing those systems and the evaluation structure of it as well. So in terms of that, and then we're going to look at that data and see how it can inform what we want to produce. So in terms of that production then, we're going to look at game development. So we're going to take the data that the WGC provide us, and we're going to interrogate that and think about what that data might mean, look at our target audience, and what we need to create. And this happens in the sort of in the real world when games are developed. They need to know their target audience. They need to know what their target enjoy doing, what they want from their games. So we're going to use that data to sort of inform us how and what we're going to create. So we're going to look at that data analytics, and then sort of use that to plan our digital products. So as I mentioned, we're going to create a game, and we're going to be using Game Maker, and there are free versions out there of that. There's also licensed versions, which is the newer version as well, that can be used at home as well as an opportunity to sort of develop the skills prior to this course, but we'll be looking at that in school as well prior to sort of starting the actual GCSE. We're going to look then developing those digital products. So moving on from the planning stage, we'll create it, and once it's created then we'll evaluate it as well and see how we could have improved that. So that's a good chunk of the qualification again, 40%. And that one's on game development. So the last unit then, Unit 3, communicating in the digital world. So again, this is a non-examination assessment, 15 hours, 20% of the qualification. So the overview of this unit then, we're going to look at social media and online marketing communications. And that plays a massive importance these days in any sort of business or industry. Because if the sort of materials or products that they produce are not marketed effectively, then at the end of the day that company won't make the money that they need to continue. So we'll look at that, and then creating digital assets. So we're going to have a look at creating our own and planning digital communications. So in terms of the area of content for this then, the first one is forms of online marketing communication. So the different types that are available to us or to businesses. The impact then of online marketing communications, so how does that impact on those businesses. As I mentioned, if the marketing strategies aren't there, then those businesses won't do as well. You think of Apple, for instance, they market their products so well that everybody wants to purchase an Apple device. Next one then, creating digital assets. So we're going to start looking at creating something and planning that digital communication and evaluating it as well at the end. So that sort of summarises the GCSE in digital technologies. As I mentioned, it's moved on from ICT, or information communication technology. We're looking more at sort of current technology these days, and hopefully more engaging than what the old sort of GCSE entailed. So in terms of moving forward then, how will you be assessed? I've gone through some of these, the chunks of the units. We're looking at the mark scheme as well, which is quite nice in terms of self-assessment. The sort of work that I provide will be marked based on the marks that the GCSE, the WJC provide, so the pupils then can sort of assess their work against their mark, the marks given as well, so they can see what they haven't done to improve that. So a good opportunity really to get a good grade in digital technologies. In terms of career opportunities, then moving forward, you think about taking a GCSE in DT or digital technologies, but will that lead on to something or build up to a career possibility? And the answer is yes. If you are interested in computing, game development, social media, anything really sort of computer related, I think this is going to be a real good GCSE for you to choose. Because after that then there are lots of different career opportunities. In terms of digital side of things, it's taking over the world, if you like, and every industry is using digital means these days, so to have a GCSE in it will definitely stand you in good stead for the future. There's opportunities to go to college after that, to do sort of a step up from the GCSE, A-level opportunities as well, and even further beyond that, university, or even gaining a career path straight away within IT or digital technologies. Okay, so that summarises really the content of the GCSE, or the new GCSE. This is something new that I'm going to be sort of leading this year as well. So that'll be a good opportunity for everybody to start fresh and to really sort of have an opportunity to see what our current world is providing us, and looking forward as well with excitement, I think, looking at how technology is developing. So thank you very much for listening. If there are any questions, then please by all means email me. My email address is eldridgem@pontyhigh.co.uk, and I look forward to hearing from you soon. Thank you very much. Diolch. Bye.